Hi, everybody. Fielder's Choice. Jose, Norbz. No, I point the other way. Norbz. And of course, this is where we just talk about anything baseball, logos, movies, stadiums, whatever is on our mind. And today we are going into movie land. We're going to Hollywood. We're going to talk about a film that I personally enjoy. I was just telling Norbz just before we started recording that I've seen this movie God knows how many times. It's one of my favorite movies. It's probably my go-to baseball movie, which is weird because I know there's technically better go-to baseball movies like Field of Dreams, which I've never seen, Moneyball, which is a personal favorite of mine, The Rookie, maybe. And I feel like this movie is maybe I'm going crazy in my mind, but this movie isn't talked about. I haven't even said the title, which I should right now. It's Little Big League. We're talking about the 1994 movie Little Big League. Luke Edwards, Timothy Busfield, Dennis Farina, names that you probably never heard of and probably never will again. It's a story about 12-year-old Billy Haywood. Billy Haywood, whose grandfather is the owner of the Minnesota Twins, who suddenly dies. Shouldn't have said that so energetically. Who suddenly passes away, and in his will gives little Billy ownership of the Minnesota Twins. So a 12-year-old boy becomes the owner of a Major League Baseball team. And then all of a sudden, he fires their manager and he says, you know what? I got it. And just goes on a whole whirlwind of what it's like to manage a team at 12 years old. Because we've all experienced managing an MLB team at 12 years old. I know I did with the Detroit Tigers. Norbz did it with the San Francisco Giants. We go way back in our history of owning a baseball team. No, of course not. It's a fantasy dream. It's a fantasy world, but it's again, I'm a huge fan of it. Norbz, I'll stop talking. Let's go off to you and see your thoughts on the movie.
I think it's a really charming movie for a children's like a G or PG movie. I love the cameo appearances from Ken Griffey Jr. and Randy Johnson. Yeah, some of the major league players. To me, it's I wasn't really a big fan of the movie when I first saw it, because it's a kids movie, right? Like a 12-year-old kid suddenly becomes an owner of a major league club and then becomes manager. I mean, for a 12-year-old kid, he did a pretty good job. He took them to the postseason, right? The Minnesota Twins.
No, they fell short.
Yeah.
Remember, if I'm not mistaken, they lost on day one. Right. They lost on game 162, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they almost made the postseason. Yeah, that's correct. I mean, like for a 12-year-old kid, like, hey, why not, right? For a children's movie, a very charming and funny, entertaining movie. 12-year-old kid becomes an owner and becomes the manager. I think he did well for himself. Like being in control of things. But going face to face with grown-ups, and setting up the lineup and telling them what to do in the field. It was a lot for a 12-year-old kid to endure. But hey, I mean, he did well. He did well for himself and for the team. The fans loved him. I think that the movie really follows the footsteps of Rookie of the Year when Henry Rowan-Gardner all of a sudden becomes one of the starting pitchers for the Chicago Cubs. After breaking his arm. So
which is a lot of fun as well. It's a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, those are charming, really cool, kids, for kids movies. I mean, Little Big League was pretty decent. Wasn't really my favorite, but it was, it was not too bad. It was not too bad. The kid did well, being in control of things, for a 12-year-old, still in elementary school, basically. So, it's not too bad at all.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the movie highlights, how crazy an MLB schedule can be, right? I mean, again, like I said, when I was 12 managing the Tigers, I mean, going from city to city was very enduring for my young little heart. I mean, I struggled in elementary school. I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. But I mean, it does important. I think it is a good movie in terms of somehow it spread the message of don't stress yourself out. Don't stress out. And if you're a 12-year-old kid, don't go crazy. You're 12 years old. Why are you forcing yourself to stress? You're a kid. Go have fun. Go out. Don't stress yourself out in like having in the thoughts of like having to release your favorite player. Don't stress out and trying to get the team all organized together. And for the record, had he not slacked off, had he not like got like all angsty, like the team like puberty hit, they would have been well into a postseason spot. But they slacked off. They started that fun again late in the season, and damn it, that is a lesson to everybody. Don't ever stop having fun. Don't ever stop having fun. But seriously, like I said, I'm a big fan, and like as a kid, right? Even today, it got me reeled into the postseason push. And like, okay, I remember that. I like it when my team is in a postseason push, and you see this, you root for the Twins. The only time I'm rooting for the Twins, I'm never gonna really root for the Twins in real life. But in this movie, like, I really hope the Twins do well. Sure, it comes at the cost of the Blue Jays, but it is worked out. So, it's not. I mean, when we talk about these movies, it's not like an Academy Award movie. We're not expecting this to win Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, whatever, right? It's a fun, like it's a charming, fun, lighthearted movie, and it's. I think it works. I think I prefer this over Rookie of the Year. I enjoyed Rookie of the Year. I only saw that for the first time earlier this year, I think. But I enjoyed it. But again, I just like the hilarity, the silliness of the players involved in the team, and that's why I think this works out. I mean, is it up there in all-time best movies? Probably not. But again, personally, for what it was, I think it's a good watch. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Just for a fun, light baseball watch of watching a 12-year-old kid go through essentially puberty. It's highly, highly entertaining.
Yeah, going way more than puberty. Going from 12 to like 25.
25.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. Like a kid really growing up, controlling a whole franchise. Can you imagine that? Like that basically the whole world was at the palm of his hands at 12 years old.
And for the record, I mean, like this is also like probably, I mean, aside from like owning a baseball team, it's probably like the fantasy of everybody where like you just get inherited something pretty big. I mean, essentially his grandfather just gave him a lifetime job where he does not have to sell it. He can just literally just host, like, again, he can just, this is his career. He started his career at 12, because in the movie they said that he had his executives helping the kid run the team until he is of age to run the team on his own, and then he's probably going to do that, or he would probably do that until he's like 80 or 90. It's like, damn, I wish I could be inherited all that money. I wish I could be inherited all. You don't even have to go to college. You don't have to worry about student debt. You can go to high school, sure, but I mean, like, what's the point? You're going to be stuck with baseball numbers your whole life. You're going to be I mean, I'm sure I can get old and boring, but I just hope that there's somebody in my family that can inherit me something of that value. It probably won't happen, but that's still a great fantasy dream. But by the way, in saying that, just before you wrap up, because this is released in the holiday week, we do want to wish all of you a happy holidays. I know this is the last time Norbz and I will be recording before we get ready to the new year, because fun fact, by the time this is released, I will have a swollen mouth because I have a tooth being pulled out, which is not fun, which is why we're doing this today. But of course, on behalf of Norbz, we do want to wish you a happy holidays. Stay safe. Hopefully, I know the pandemic has been really rough, but try to enjoy it. Try to put a smile on your face. And of course, a happy new year. May your 2021 be as calmer, as more enjoyable than what we all went through in 2020. So yes, happy holidays, happy new year, and we will see you in 2021.
Take care, everybody.